Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to me testing out recording some stuff for Rovi. So here we go. I'm going to actually share how I just kind of get started with my grinding. So, who am I? I'm Trey. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm also on the RoviAi Reddit, so feel free to check that out. And that's how I get my day started. So, um, I'm the only one that posts right now in Reddit. Would love other people to post and kind of make this more of a neutral, like Sweden community area, right? Community conversation. So definitely feel free to respect all the rules and guidelines and post friendly stuff that shares Rovi AI battle bots with everybody. So luckily we got 50 operators right now, so that's dope. Love that, and you can check it out when you have some time. But what I'm scrolling down to are the links on the right. So this is how I get started. I wanted to make something that kind of put everything in one spot that I could use. So I use this for me to do all kinds of stuff and be quick and cool, right? So I want to show the leaderboards. So I start off with the leaderboard so I can really see which holograms that I've already populated. My computer's not that fast, so it's easier to load this page, see the location that isn't mined already, hasn't been spectated or digitized on. And so I'll pick 45, 43 just to get started because we got some level 6 there. So I could click this coordinates here, but that's actually going to open up a page before Decentraland. So it opens up the MetaZone page, which is cool, and it's not the location I thought. I thought this one doesn't have level 6s, but that's okay. I want to go actually straight to the central land. So normally what I would do is look for some place I haven't digitized or materialized at, and then I go here to my sheet and look for it. So on the right, I have lube towns, I call it. These are just locations in order of kind of more, I hate to say cool, but just a little bit more fun and interactive or more important to the universe, all the way down to ones that I'm just discovering. So we opened up Pepe God at negative 45, 43. So let's go ahead, get into that location. So this is part of the reason that I don't just like hop around because it takes a minute. But while we're waiting, let's chat. So RoviAi was made by the MetaZone group. It's three guys, Corv, Cypher Will, and Iman. And Will and Iman talk on the Block Runner podcast, so you can check them out there. Every week they have community calls, so you can definitely get in, hear what's happening with Rovi, like every Thursday. So check that out. They do everything in UTC time. I think it's like, I don't know, universal something, but it's like a universal time zone. But you can go ahead and format the time or convert it for your local area. So the goal that I'm trying to achieve right now is get in and do a daily challenge, and that's hit every location, visit every location, earn lube for 10 minutes, and then you get an extra bonus each time you do that. I didn't explain exactly in order, but yeah, I glossed over details. I don't have a script here, so I'm gonna just go into first person view because that's kind of the best way. And everything loads up. First person view is the best way because you can click on stuff. So I actually kind of dismiss the approval for digitizing because it asks you to sign your wallet. Oop. I wait to just do them all at once because again my computer's not that fast. So I just kind of pop in there and just approve them all. And then I go back and check to see the message, and it usually digitizes. And I actually set a real world timer roughly around 10 minutes or so. And then you got to click them all. So now is the fun part of chasing them down. And luckily this location isn't that full. So there we go. All right, so you probably didn't notice, go ahead and rewind, but at the bottom right, this little blue Rovi icon had a red exclamation mark. And so with that red exclamation mark, that means that the Rovi needs attention. It needs to get clicked on. So I went ahead and clicked on it. Uh, at the top of the Rovi, there's a number. That's how much that corresponds with the bottom right badge where you can see the amount of lube that's been earned for the day. Lube is kind of a transitory, or it's a temporary kind of token, because you don't actually use lube, as far as I know, in anything in game. It's just kind of a way to tally your activity, kind of track your activity. So you've done this, you get rewarded with some lube every 24 hours or at midnight. That lube gets converted to gears. Gears is really the in-game token that you want, and 10% of your lube earnings become gears, and then the 90% is wiped away. So at midnight, everything resets. You get your gears. You got to go do your challenges or whatever the game feature is at that moment. So we're talking September 24th, 2022. The current daily challenge is to visit all the locations. You can discover locations to visit by clicking on the blue icon. Give it a moment to load. And there's like a little information about Rovies, so you can click to the right or left and just kind of read up on them while you're doing some waiting here. They're DP2E, so that's distributed play to earn. A little hashtag we're trying to promote on Twitter. And more about what's happening with the game. So developers have taken some time to give a little informational, which is cool. But what I was trying to show is the challenges. You see green and blue. Green, obviously, locations that I've earned lube. To the right of the green is the amount of lube I earned at that location up to this point. It's mostly real time. It takes a minute for it to update and refresh and all that kind of stuff. So currently we're at negative 45, 42. These are not, they're in the same order every day, but they're not in like an order I understand. So I always have to kind of look, but you get kind of used to where they are. So 45, 42. Oh, and I walked a little bit too. So sometimes, not sometimes, the coordinates take you to one specific spot, but then you'll walk through the parcel or multiple parcels to get to where you are. So when you look up, it probably doesn't match exactly, but this started as 45, 43, negative 45, 43. Huh. Well, I hope you guys are hearing me, because my headset just told me that it wasn't listening. So we'll see. This is all a test, just a test of the emergency broadcasting RoviAi system. In case of a real emergency, you would be charged. Yep, check your wallets. All right, so just kidding. 45, negative 45, 43. That's where I'm at. It doesn't show any lube collected because we're still waiting for the timer. We're at about 6 minutes now to go off and collect that lube. I'm not going to wait the full 6 minutes here because I kind of feel like I'm at the end of this little segment, but I did want you to kind of see Pepe God's location. This was a really cool spot. It is a cool spot, and it was even cooler. That's actually one of my Rovies. That's a delegated Rovie I own. That means another player has an NFT asset that I own, but they can use in game. So you can own your own assets, or you can loan those assets out to be played by others. Beautiful. So that's really cool coincidence that my little Rovi 05332, I think it is. Yeah, I like it because you can't see it right now, but there's an animation underneath that Rovi. I'm kind of stuck. That has these little circles. They hover. So, love it. Where can I find that? So I have them all distributed amongst multiple wallets. So let's see if I can find the 05332 that I own. I'm pretty sure you don't see this Excel spreadsheet because you're only looking at the browser. But while I am pulling up the spreadsheet, it's going to give me the exact location of my asset. Okay, there we go. Boom, on OpenSea. So this is a great segue into something I should have mentioned. These are all NFTs. You buy them, you can view them on public markets like OpenSea. So 05332 is my Rovi in a different wallet. The reason they're not all in the same wallet is just a strategy for the game. Oh, that's so cool. Man. All right, well, I was waiting for the image to come up, but everything's taking a minute. Yeah, so I'm gonna close out a couple of these windows I'm not using. That's old school, right? Who does that kind of thing? And close out Excel. We'll see how this goes. Are you going to load for me? I'm a little too patient sometimes. We'll refresh. There we go. Yeah, so I love that little hover animation underneath. I actually want to get a team. A team would be 3 Rovies with all the hover animation, and I think I've figured out its the last digit is 2. I think that's the feat. So I need another one ending in 2, and then I'll have a delegation team that's all hovering. But that's just fun side stuff. We'll have more of these, but I think that's a good place to end. So, salut, game on. See you soon.